Welcome again to brandylibrary.tv, and this time cognac it is, and cognac with the Maison Prunier, and we have Jerome here to talk about it. So, Jerome, what's special about Prunier? And first of all, tell us about this house.
Well, first, thank you to welcome me here again. What's so special about Prunier is that Prunier is one of the last family-owned cognac company in the cognac industry today. It's been built in 1701, and since that date, it's still run by the same family. So even today, the 14th generation is now running the company.
That's quite impressive.
It is quite a long history in the cognac industry, even though there are also some other cognac companies which are still family-owned today. So we're not the last ones.
All right, yeah, because people know a lot about those big houses, those big companies, but the small ones are not as well known. And it's great that we can have you here in New York, because not all of the small companies can actually have somebody talk about travel and talk about their cognac. So now, here are just 4 expressions from Prunier, one of which is a bit special, that liqueur d'orange. Generally speaking, if you have to describe the Cognac Prunier, what would you say?
I would say to describe, we try to keep the tradition that we've learned from our predecessors, and we try to work especially on all qualities on the Grand Champagne cognac, on the Grand Champagne appellation. That's the specificity of Prunier.
All right, so there's no fin bois or
we use also the other appellation, of course, to make some other qualities, but we concentrate for the old ones on qualities which are sold around the world on the Grand Champagne, which is really the signature of Prunier.
All right, very good. So then if for example, one of my favorites, the Prunier+XO, what's in there?
What's in there? It's 100% from the Grand Champagne appellation, and we can say that it is like a 50 years old cognac. It's a blend of vintages from the end of the 30s and beginning of the 40s.
Wow!
Even though, of course, in time, these vintages are going to run out, and the job of the cellar master is to make sure for the customer to always have the same quality all along the years. So even now, but even in 50 years, it will be the same quality in the bottle, made especially with old vintages.
All right, well now I understand a little more why we like it so much. So then that's actually an XO that is much older in its blend than the 20 years old.
Yes, it is. The 20 years old, it's to be able to write like a vintage on the label. We stock our cask in government cellars, bonded cellars, for the time that we want. And once we want this cognac to be bottled, we ask someone to bring the cognac to our bottling line, where the bottling line is sealed until the bottling is finished. And that's the only way today to prove that it is a 20 years old or that it is a vintage.
So you do have vintages?
We do also vintages, which is a bit rare in the cognac industry.
Yeah.
And the opposite, Armagnac, they don't have the same regulation, so they make a lot of vintages. We also do it. It's a bit more, takes some more time, a bit more money, of course. But today there is a big demand, especially on the Asian markets, for this type of qualities.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Now, if we talk about the varietals, we're playing a lot with Uni Blanc, but is there also Colombard?
The main grape is Uni Blanc today, but we still have a little bit of Colombard, about 20% in the vineyards, and still a little bit of Folle Blanche from the old times. But more and more people are planting, when they are planting new grapes, it's going to be Uni Blanc grape.
Yeah, yeah. Now, but do you ferment and distill this separately and age separately? How do you deal with that?
What we do for Prunier is that we don't own any vineyards. We are what we call a negociant. A negociant means that we buy the spirits once it is distilled, and we do everything else, from the aging to the bottling, and we sell it across the world.
Now, what what would you say is the Cognac Prunier for? Is it a before dinner? Is it after dinner? Is it during dinner? Is it or lunchtime cognac?
Most of our cognacs are, of course, for after dinner drink, as a digestif, as we do in France. But we also have, apart from those 4 qualities, we also make VSOP qualities, which can be drunk as an aperitif, even for fun. You can easily mix cognac with tonic water, with sparkling water, with Coke, whatever you want to drink cognac. Cognac is not only an after dinner drink; it's also an aperitif drink.
So even at noon, like today, we can taste something.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
there's no time for it.
What should we be tasting then?
What shall we start? How many? We can try the 20 years old. That's
very good then.
The 20 years old just got a great note in December and during the Christmas vacation on the Wine Enthusiast magazine, where I just received a 96 points. So wow. It's rather great. Thank you.
And why 20? Why couldn't it be 25? Or 30? Who decided
that's the choice. That's the choice of the cellar master to see what is the best. 20. For example, the XO is in average about 50 years old, so we didn't do a 50 years old or 40 years old. We wanted to have something a bit in the middle in the production, I mean, in the range of cognacs that we have.
All right, but when you say 20 years old, it's just that it's a lot of cognacs that are blended, and the minimum aging on the youngest there is 20. So is there also some 40 years old in that mix? Or
no, in this one in particular, it's almost like if it was coming from one cask. It's made from it's a fin bois. That's the original. We usually work on Grand Champagne, but this one is a fin bois from 1986. So it's a blend of various casks of 1986 fin bois.
Oh, beautiful.
So this is why it's a bit lighter in color compared to the XO, where it's a blend of various vintages. This one is like one vintage, aged almost like in one cask, and the color comes exclusively from the cask and nothing else. Nothing else is added. Just a little bit of water to drop the alcohol down to 40% alcohol.
It smells lovely. Let's see if it tastes as good.
It is good.
Well, those who say that fin bois doesn't really age well are wrong then.
It does.
Because this is the proof that it does.
It does.
The XO will be completely different.
Will be completely different, yes.
A bit richer, a bit deeper.
It's going to be more full-bodied, more fruity, with a long finish, which is really the Grand Champagne, the really good example from the Grand Champagne.
And this is a bit of a special one.
This one is a bit special. It's like I would say about a 10 years old cognac.
Okay.
Axel Gay, the name of this cognac, Axel Gay, used to be a cellar master a little while ago. Now he has retired, and he did this blend just before he left, and working again with 100% Grand Champagne. And Axel Gay has been related, in his family has been related with Prunier for many, many generations.
All right, very good. And so now is that a younger cellar master?
No, actually, the cellar master, I mean, yeah, if I say he's old, he's going to kill me. But no. The cellar master is actually the boss of Prunier today. He's the one making the blends along running the company. So it's two tough jobs to make cognacs and to make Prunier well known across the world.
Yeah.
So some people are producing XO and selling XO as an 8 years old or 10 years old XO cognac. We choose to go on XO as higher in age, like a 50 years old. So what people are expecting to have in the glass is more quality cognacs. Then instead of having maybe a cheap, not as good XO and ready to have our customers to be satisfied with what they drink.
Well, it smells absolutely wonderful.
And again, the color on this one, it comes just from the cask. It is, and we use cask, not new wood, because it will bring otherwise too much wood taste in the cognac.
So not even in the beginning of the...
No,
It's
always use
used.
cask. Always use cask.
And no caramel
No
added,
caramel added
color.
to it, nothing. It's just the blend of various vintages, aged in oak cask, used cask, which makes this very dark color.
Mm. Very elegant. It's rich, but very elegant.
It is. It is. It's very easy to drink. Very fruity, long finish. And people who smoke cigars can have this kind of cognac along with a cigar because the strength and the fruitiness and this great finish makes it stand against even the stronger cigars with no problem.
I think they're great deals. I think they're very good values.
It's good values, yeah. I think what people are paying is what is inside the bottle and not what is outside the packaging.
Yeah.
Sometimes the packaging is a bit more, it's cost, is a cost.
Yeah.
And big companies, we do have now very nice decanters with good quality cognacs, but this one is, I would say, basic cognac. What people are paying is what is inside. In this XO you can smell a bit of orange, a little bit of the vanilla, great fruitiness. You can smell also that has a great finish, very typical from the Grand Champagne. Now I'm gonna drink it. Yeah, it's really amazing. You just have to smell it, to drink it, to let the cognac speak by itself. Even for me, it's difficult to explain. The cognac is just good.
It's a great feeling. A bit of a different product that I see over there. A liqueur. Yeah,
we do a liqueur d'orange, which is made with cognac also. It's a little bit like Grand Marnier liqueur. It's made with young cognac, VS cognac, and we add the skin, the zest of the orange, and then we do the bottling. Really, so it's really fruity. It's only fruit. It's only grapes, distilled grapes, and matured oranges, and this is it. So it's like Grand Marnier. You can use it like to replace Grand Marnier. The quality is great. Just fruits, nothing added to it.
Well, I can say that the sidecar here has been our #1 cocktail.
Yeah, to make a sidecar,
and we've been putting this in the sidecar at Brandy Library ever since we opened, and there's no way New York runs out of it.
No.
Because how am I going to make my sidecars then?
No, don't worry. There's plenty of stock of this, so you can pour sidecars by the gallon.
Oh, well.
That would be great for me.